You know, I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Most women I know don't actually struggle with rest because they're too busy. They struggle because rest feels wrong. Even when they're exhausted, even when they know that they need a break, something inside still whispers, you should be doing something. And if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not the only one. I've lived this, I still catch myself doing it, and it took me a long time to even notice that the guilt wasn't coming from my schedule, it was coming from how I learned to survive. I'm Yulia, by the way, and I'm not here to lecture you or to tell you just relax. Honestly, this phrase irritates me. I want to talk about the real reason rest feels uncomfortable for so many women. It's not laziness, it's not bad time management, it's the way we've been trained to keep going, to fill the gaps, to anticipate everybody's needs, to be the one who remembers, organizes, checks in, holds the emotional weight, and somehow does it without looking tired. So when we finally sit down, our brain doesn't know what to do with this silence. For a lot of us, guilt shows up in a very quiet ways. We sit down for 5 minutes and suddenly you're scanning the room thinking about laundry, dishes, work emails, the appointment you didn't schedule yet, or just start justifying the rest. I did enough today, I deserve this, I'm allowed to sit down. And the crazy part is, men don't do this. They rest because they're tired. We rest only when every single thing is done, which, let's be honest, never actually happens. So we live in this constant loop of I can't stop yet, even when our body is screaming for a break. And the guilt gets even louder when you have people around you. If your partner is moving around the house, you feel like you need to move too. If the kids are up, resting feels irresponsible. If someone else is doing a chore, you jump in because sitting feels like you're failing at something. It's not rational, it's conditioning. Most of us were raised to be helpful, responsible, capable, the one who steps in before anyone even asks. And the truth is, we're tired, deeply tired, and we don't give ourselves permission to stop long enough to feel it. Because stopping feels unsafe, like something bad will happen if we're not on. What I learned slowly and very painfully is that guilt isn't a sign we're doing something wrong. What I learned slowly and very painfully is that guilt isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're finally doing something different. Rest feels uncomfortable at first because your brain isn't used to it. It's like trying on a new identity. The first time you say, I'm sitting down, everything inside reacts. You feel selfish, lazy, guilty, but none of that is true. You're not avoiding life, you're not failing your family, you're just human, and your body is tired. That's it. The guilt is just old programming firing off because you finally paused long enough to hear yourself. And here's what actually breaks the pattern. It's not a vacation, it's not a spa day, not a big decision. It's one tiny moment of permission. Something simple like I'm allowed to stop for 1 minute, or this can wait, or I don't have to earn rest. And when you practice that, even for 2 minutes at a time, something changes. Your shoulders drop, your breathing slows down, your nervous system finally gets a chance to reset instead of running on emergency mode all day. And you start realizing how much of exhaustion wasn't physical, it was emotional. And look, I'm not saying it becomes easy overnight. It feels strange at first. It feels unfamiliar. You might sit down and immediately want to get up again, and that's normal. But with time, your body starts to trust you. You stop treating rest like a reward and start treating it like something you're simply allowed to have. And when that happens, when you finally carve out a little space for yourself, you show up calmer, clearer, softer, and more grounded. Not because you became a different person, but because you finally stopped running on empty. So if rest feels uncomfortable for you, just know this: nothing is wrong with you. You're not weak, you're not falling behind, you're not being dramatic. You're simply tired. And honestly, anyone would be. If these conversations make you feel seen or if they help you recognize your own patterns a little more, stick around. I'm talking about all the quiet ways we carry things and all the tiny ways we can start setting them down. I'm glad you're here, and I'll see you in the next one.